Right, guys. So in this video, we're going to apply our overpower strategy to AUDCHF. So as usual, we open up our chart and we go to the 15 minutes time frame. And so the next thing we have to look for is a clear trend. Okay, we have to locate a clear trend. Once the market is choppy, we don't want to deal with it. We want to locate a clear trend. Okay. So looking for a trend. Okay. Now this one seems to be a bit clear. This trend, the market moved up, it moved up, came down, moved up, came down, moved up, okay, and came down. And there's a change of character here, right? However, if we look above here, was there an overpowering? No, we don't have confidence. There was an engulfing here that was overpowered. However, this doesn't show good strength. Okay, remember that in our overpowering, in our engulfing, it has to be a very huge engulfing. This green candle is supposed to be at least, the body is supposed to be at least double of the body of this green candle. So we don't trust that much. Even though this played out, we don't trust it much. Let's look to this side. This market came down, went up, came down here, went up, came down, right? And then there was a change of character around here, all right? Then that is the first condition in our criteria. Then there was a change of character here, as we can see at this level. Then we ask ourselves, the second condition, was there an overpowering here? Yes, we see a good overpowering here, right? So in this overpowering, you see that the red candle is way bigger than the green candle, telling us that this uh, move, the sellers had a good amount of strength here. So basically, what we're now going to do, since our two criteria has been met, is we know that the market is going to move up at least as much as it moved down. So we can move this to the top and we see that it played out nicely. Okay. So one thing you have to pay attention to always is this overpowering. We want to make sure that sellers were very strong or buyers were very strong. Why we want to look at that is that, or why we want to see that is because if sellers were very strong, but then buyers were strong enough to overpower that strength, it means that there is a huge momentum to the upside or to the opposite side. So that's the logic behind this. Okay, so let's look at another one. Let's find another opportunity. So here we see the market moved up, came down, moved up here, came down here, moved up here. Now, there was an overpowering here. There was a change of character at this area. Okay. There was a change of character here because the market came down and broke this level, all right, with a body. Then the next question we ask ourselves is, was there an overpowering? And I think we have it. The answer is yes. So if you look here, we have this overpower, we have this engulfing here. You see that the red candle is small compared to the green candle. This shows us that the buyers had enough strength here. So if buyers were very strong here, but sellers were strong enough to come and overpower them, then we know that there is huge momentum to the downside. So it means that our two uh, conditions have been met. So we can be sure to say that this market is going to go down at least as much as it went up. So we can come down here and we're sure of this. Okay. So let's look for another one. Let's look for another opportunity here. Then the market kept going up, It's going up. Now I want to show you something here to show you exactly what we mean when we say that the strength the strength of buyers or sellers have to be strong enough. Now look at this. This market went up, came down, went up, came down, went up, right? And there was a change of character here at this level. See this from this break. However, if you look above here, you don't see a good strength of buyers. Okay, there was not enough strength, even though you had this engulfing here, but it was not enough because you see the green candle and the red candle, they were almost equal. So it tells us that even though they were overpowered here, all right, there was not enough strength on buyers here to tell us that sellers were strong enough or that the overpowering by sellers was as a result of huge momentum by sellers. Okay, so that's why we take that trade. Yeah, so let's keep that in mind. So here the market was kind of choppy. Then the market kept moving. You always want to see the engulfed candle to be very little compared to the engulfing one. Okay, very little compared to the engulfing one. That's how you're going to catch these moves. Let's see. And the market went up here, came down. Now there was an overpower in here, but this market wasn't clear, so we leave it. So going up here, you can also look at this market here. Look at this structure around here. You see that the market went down, went up, went down. Okay. So you see that this is a market that is going down. However, this market came back up. Okay. And there was a change of character above here. All right. Change of character. And then you look down here, you see this overpowering. You see this engulfing, showing that sellers were very strong down here. However, buyers were stronger to come and overpower them. And then coupled with a change of character, right? So it means that the momentum is to the upside. So we can at least be sure that the market is going to move up this much. Okay. And you see that due to that momentum, it kept moving up. But this is one thing that we are sure. And that's what we are looking for with this strategy. We want to capture it when we are perfectly sure. Okay. Now look at this as well. These are good case studies. You see that there was an overpower. The market went up here, came down, went up, okay, came down, went up, and then this is a change of character here. However, if you look above here, there was no indication that buyers were strong above here. All right, that buyers were very strong. That this change of character was as a result of sellers being very strong to overpower buyers. Okay, so you stay away. Doesn't meet our condition. So let's look at what we have here. Let's see if we could capture this trade. So this moved up, came down. Okay, this came down, moved up, came down, moved up. Okay, moved up. And then here there was a change of character. All right. So even though there was a change of character here, let's take a look at this and see how we could have captured this move. So if you look here, you see that this market moved up, came down, then moved up. All right. Then it moved down here, and there was a change of character at this level. This level was broken with a body. When this level here, right here, was broken. And if we take a look at here, what we are looking for at this in this move is to see if buyers gave us an indication that they were strong enough. All right, which means if they were strong enough in this move and they were overpowered here, is because sellers were extremely strong, which means the momentum is to the downside. So if you look at this, we see an overpower in here. Okay, you see this engulfing. So the red candle is very little compared to the green candle, showing us a good strength to the upside. So if sellers had this much strength and at this point, but if buyers had this much strength at this point, but sellers were able to overpower them, it means there is momentum to the downside. Now we can conclude, according to our strategy, that this market is going to move down at least as much as it moved up. Yeah. So if we move this here, you see we're able to capture this move. All right. You see what happens once it crosses here. They have been overpowered. You see the aggressive move down, and they kept moving. But as usual, we are not interested in this. We just want to take what we are sure of. Okay. Now, as we said, you can leave your trade until you see another change of character. All right. In order to move up to get out, if you want to capture more pips. However, this is what we are sure of. Okay. That's what our strategy is focused on. We take what we are sure of and we're gone. All right. Now, let's look at another one more, and we can call it a day for this video. So, if you look here, this market moved up, came down, moved up, came down, and this place, they were overpowered. However, there is a change of character here. However, the only thing we see is this engulfing. All right. And remember, this engulfing, even though this market played out as we are looking at it, this engulfing, we need to see this green candle, all right, be at least twice, the body be twice the size of the red candle. So they are relatively the same, is relatively twice. Okay. So if you took this trade, that would have been there would have been a justification for it because it's just about twice the size of this red candle. And so when they were overpowered here, we now know that coupled with this change of character, that the market would move down at least as much as it moved up. Okay. So you see the move down here, all right? So the secret here is always make sure that the engulfing candle, all right, is huge enough. Okay. Very huge that nobody is in doubt whether this is a strong engulfing or not. All right. Let it just be huge enough that anybody that looks at it can say, yes, I can say definitely that sellers or buyers were very strong at this point. Okay. Now you see this move that kept going down. All right. It kept going down. And that's because if you look at what is happening down here, you see that I'll give you an example of why I said you have to make sure that the move is very strong. Look at this engulfing here that went up. These two candles, what the story they are telling us here is that buyers were very strong. Okay, they had huge strength here. Therefore, for sellers to come and break this, all right, it means that they have more power. Okay, and so when this got broken, you see what happened at this level, and see how the price started moving down this much. Okay, so that's basically the idea behind this. Now, If you look at this area as well, we can see the same thing play out here. Okay, this market went down, went up, and down, right? And then there was a change of character at this level, right? With this change of character, we can see an overpowering here. You see this? This is a strong move, okay, indicated by this engulfing. We can say yes, sellers were very strong here, but they were overpowered, which means if they were overpowered, we are sure of this much move to the upside, okay? Because for buyers to be able to counter that move, it means that they have enough strength, and so the momentum is to the upside. And so we can confidently say that, hey, this market is going to do a move up at least this much, all right? And you see that this is the market currently. So what we're expecting is that this market is going to move up at least to this upside. So if you're in the market right now, the most logical thing here is to buy and take profit at this level. Okay, take profit at this level, and I think that's what I'm going to do right now after this video. So we can see that this strategy works also on AUDCHF. So if you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment and we can talk about it. Thank you.